Welcome back, everybody, to the best podcast on planet Earth. We are Dark Screen Society. I am Seth. We have Gigi, Brian, and Chuck. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Today, we have a very special guest who's become one of my great friends, whose new film, Last Stop in Yuma County, is out now and absolutely taking the world by storm. He's tackling the Evil Dead next. Please welcome Francis Galluppi. What's up, Francis?
What's up, guys? Thank you
going
for
on,
having
Francis?
me. What's up, guys? Thank you. That was
Thank
a
you.
hell of an
I didn't
intro,
mess up your
Seth. What's up?
I know.
I didn't mess up your name this time.
No, you
remember
did
that?
not mess up my name. Yeah. What did you say, Galluppi?
Galluppi.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's what
everybody
I-
does it.
yeah.
Everybody does it. It's totally fine. Yeah. At least it's not Guadalupe. I got that
remember
one
you
time,
said
and it
that.
was like, whoa. Yeah. Jaluppi, Jalappy. Get it all, man. It's totally cool.
I would think after a year of knowing you, almost a year knowing you, I should get it right.
Yeah. Actually, one of my good friends, Matt, I had known him for, I don't know, at least 4 years. And then I heard him say my last name, and I was like, what the fuck did you just say, dude? It was really funny. And you could just see, like, the blood drain from his face. He's like, oh, is that not how you say it? And then, anyway, moving on from last names.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. First of all, congrats.
Thank
It's
you.
It's honestly so crazy to see how far you've come since meeting you, at Fantastic Fest. Like, the sky's the limit. We've all seen the film. We loved it.
Yeah.
This has been a whirlwind for you. I know we kind of touched on that. What's been like the moment, like, you realize this is all happening, that you're going full steam ahead? And I want to talk about the Kevin Bacon party.
Oh, dude, no, we're not gonna. That's ridiculous. No, I don't know.
He slid it right in there.
I know, dude. No, I really. You're asking like a specific moment that I can pinpoint where I'm like, oh shit, this is wild. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be the Evil Dead thing, right? Like that's the movie that sort of. The Evil Dead is the movie that inspired me to go out to the desert with my friends and make my first short film. So that was the thing that started it all. And so when I got that, it was just like, holy shit, right? So I think that was like, if I had to pick one moment, that would be it for sure.
That's
It's
awesome.
like everything just coming full circle for your dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it was like I called all my best friends and I'm like, it's just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, we watched this movie like, over and over and over again. And yeah.
How does that happen, Francis? Does it just organically happen, or do you submit, or they just selected you? Like, how do you go from Yuma County to Sam Raimi reading, to Evil Dead?
Sam just watched the movie.
Wait, so it came from Yuma County?
I came from Yuma County.
No shit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got
So
fucking chills.
yeah, it was really
Wow.
really nuts. Yeah, the guys at Ghost House, Jose, Rommel, Rob, Sam, and Bruce all saw it, and then we jumped on a call, and it happened very fast. What I thought was going to be a sort of preliminary conversation was like, let's do this. And so. Yeah, and that's why I talk about like when you ask for one moment, I just remember like coming out of my office and being like, "What the fuck just happened?" And yeah, and then I cracked open a bottle of champagne and drank during the day. It was amazing.
As you should. I was going to
Yeah.
ask if you have like a celebratory. I'd be like, drinks on me,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, exactly. I was like, Grandma, come pick up the kids. We're fucking partying. Yeah, no, that was really wild. And, I mean, they're just like, they've been so fucking great. And I just love collaborating with them. We sort of have these like weekly calls where we jump on and I just tell them all the new ideas I have. And like, it's really bizarre. Sam has been such a huge inspiration for me, and to like bounce ideas off of him, and also to just see him sort of like get excited and light up during these meetings is like, it's really infectious. You're just like, holy shit, like, he's still excited. It's easy. Like, you see so many people get jaded and it sucks, and Sam's not. And I always like, all this stuff that's really exciting right now, I never want to lose that of like calling my friends and be like, holy shit, guess what the fuck just happened, right? It's
Yeah.
like I always want to be excited because we have the coolest job in the world. We get to play pretend for a living. And like if you're jaded and you stop like caring about that, then get the fuck out, find something else to do, right? There's a million other things, and like this is it's such a luxury that we get to, you know, make movies with our friends. So
And
That's
it's
the thing. I was
proof to anybody out there listening that if you continue to pursue and follow your dreams, that they can be realized. And that's
totally, man.
fucking so inspirationally beautiful.
Yeah, I
man.
was gonna ask if that ever goes away, like that, like, holy shit, like this is so exciting. And I can't
Yeah.
believe like I get to have these conversations with like idols and people I look up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's no, not right now, at least. I mean, and I really hope it doesn't go away. But yeah, to your point, Chuck, I mean, like, I'm trying to sort of get that message out there. I think, like, you know, I didn't go to film school. My background is music. I spent my entire life chasing that and doing music and playing in punk bands and touring and stuff. And like, I just picked up a camera one day, man, and this was not that long ago. This was like in like 2016. I picked up a T2i and I made a short film around the house with my wife and I, and like no crew, nothing. It was just like if I was operating, she was acting. If she was operating, I was acting, and we just put this thing together, and it was like, oh my God, I want to do this. And from there, I wrote a short film based on a location that I had free access to. So, which I recommend any filmmaker with no money do that. Don't write fucking
Smart.
scripts and stories with locations that you don't have access to. So we went out to the desert, and I sort of got my bandmates together and my friends, and I was just like, you're going to be a grip, you're going to be a fucking AC, you're going to be a gaffer. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And I was like, watch these YouTube videos. And yeah, we kind of just did this thing. And like, you know, I learned how to do color and VFX and sound design and scoring. And so we were able to do the short film for no money, really. And I mean, there is one saving grace to this whole thing, which I should mention. I was going to DP it, this first short film myself, and like, because we had no money, and I didn't know a single fucking person. I don't know this world, you know, and like, I was playing in this cover band, and the bass player was like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm trying to make this short film. And he's like, who's your DP? And I was like, me? I don't know. Like, you know, and he was like, look, man, I'm a DP, which he is. He's he's the cinematographer for Naked and Afraid. And he was like, I'll come DP your short. And I was like, I can't pay you. And he's like, that's fine. And I was like, oh, great. Like, we have a real cinematographer. Holy shit. And then like a week before we shot, he bailed to go shoot Naked and Afraid. And I was like, whatever, that's fine. I was going to shoot it anyway. But he was like, no, man. Like, my roommate is a DP. And I looked at his credits and I was like, dude, this guy shot like fucking 15 movies. He's not going to do this thing, you know? And Matt read the script and he called me. He's like, yeah, I want to do it. And I was like, well, I can't pay you. And he was like, that's fine. And I was like, and your first AC is my friend Scott, and he's never pulled focus before. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, we'll figure it out. And Matt came and kind of like shepherded the whole thing. Like, I think without him there, we would have been fucked. But so that's Mac Fiskin, who's shot all my short films, music videos. He shot Yuma. He's gonna do Evil Dead. Like, he's my closest fucking collaborator. So
That is so fucking cool.
yeah. And then I guess I'll just continue that story though. I mean, I guess so we did the short film. I did another short film where I did the same thing. Like, my buddy had a cabin up in Oregon, and I got the tour van, hauled all my friends up to Oregon. We shot this short film called The Gemini Project, which was like we should have made a documentary on the making of that short, because it was just the biggest shit show ever. I found wolves on like Craigslist for like $300, and they like got lost in the woods, and we fucking lost the drone. It was like,
But you didn't tell me that.
oh
That's
my God,
amazing.
dude, that's a whole other episode. It's fucking insane. But yeah, so before I shot Gemini Project, though, we High Desert Hell, that the one we shot out in the desert, went to this film festival in Cincinnati, and I flew out there with my dad. It was screening at 7 a.m. the morning after the opening night party, and nobody showed up. My dad didn't even show up. He was like, "It's fucking too early. I'm not going." So there was like 3 people in the room, and one of those guys was James, who, you know, I've told this story before, but like, it's James was, you know, was like, "I'll give you $50,000 to do whatever you do next," and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, in my head, I was like, I think I can make 3 movies for $50,000, because I didn't know shit, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I sort of did the same thing I did with the short films, where I wrote something based off a location. So I found Four Aces out in the desert, and at the time, I didn't know it was such an overused location. Now I see it everywhere, but I was like, this place rocks. And I sort of drew an overhead and wrote the script specifically to that location. And then Richard Brake, Chuck, we had a loose connection with him, so he was the first person to read the script.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
this was fuck, dude, like 5 years ago. And I got on a call with him, and he was just the sweetest. We talked for like 2 hours, and he was like, yeah, I want to do this. And I was like, all right, well, we got fucking Richard Brake. Like, he, you know, so maybe we can make this. At the time, I was going to produce it myself, and I was going to raise another $50,000, make it for $100,000, you know, with Rich. But then we were like, we got him, you know, it's going to be really hard to make this thing for $100,000. So maybe we can make it for more. And I ended up optioning the script to these kind of shady producers or producer. And it was basically like, we're going to make this movie for $5 million. And I was like, holy fuck, where do I sign? And I optioned it to this company, and very quickly it was like, we need Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bruce Willis, and like, and it was like that. And it was really the worst. I mean, it was just a lot of gatekeeping. I learned a lot, you know, and throughout the whole process, like Rich, you know, we would check in. I would check in with Rich, and he'd be like, "What's going on with the movie?" Blah blah blah. And it was held up for, you know, a year and a half. And as soon as the option expired, I pulled it, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I'd rather just make the movie with my friends than do it this way. Mm-hmm. And throughout the whole thing, like, I mean, at one point, like, they wanted to cast somebody else for the part that I offered Rich, and Rich was like, "That's fine. Like, I'll play anything." Like, he was just such a champion and so sweet. And then, so as soon as I pulled out, I was like, "Hey, dude, it's mine again." And, you know, your Bo, you know, I had that from day one. But anyway, so once I had the option back, I kind of just started pretending like we had money. Like, I was pre-vising the sequences. I was going to Four Aces and like photo boarding, and I wrote letters to the entire cast, which, like, any filmmakers out there trying to cast, I highly recommend doing that. I just wrote really personal letters where, you know, I saw Sierra and the Vast Night, I saw Nick, and I care a lot, and I was just like, look, I had you in mind when I wrote these characters. And like, I got really lucky. Everyone said yes. And
wow,
I started hiring HODs, and we had no production company attached. This was just me going fucking rogue.
Wow.
The only,
that's incredible.
yeah, I mean, well, the one thing that we did though is, so we had a casting director still on from like the development money when we were trying to cast these big names. And David, I wrote these letters, and I was like, "David, can you help me get these letters out?" So, you know, we had that. Yeah, so anyway, I was trying to find private equity, and like, I just realized nobody nobody wants to make this fucking movie. It's a period piece. It's this, it's that. It's like, it's all these words, right? That like the industry doesn't want to hear because of this bullshit mandate, right? It doesn't check the boxes. And so James was like, yeah, I'm just going to sell my house. And I tried to, I was like, don't do it. That's fucking nuts. And then I just kept trying, and I realized I had all these people waiting, and like, you know, the HODs and like the actors, and like, you know, I was ready to fucking go. And so one day I just called him and I was like, hey man, I don't know if you're serious or not, but if you are, this is what it means. We can make the movie that's on the page. No one's going to tell us what to do. And he sold his fucking house.
Oh my God.
You know, and yeah, it was a truly, truly independent process. And I think, you know, this is not a credit to myself or anything. It was just like the atmosphere. It was, I think if you were to ask any of those actors, or even crew on that set, they would all say that I'd be willing to put money on it, that they would say it was one of the best, funnest sets they've ever worked on. I mean, you just kind of felt it. And that was actually scary for me. 'Cause like you know that story, or like, you know, that saying, it's like, oh, the funner you have on set, the shittier the movie is, or whatever the fuck, you know? So like the whole time I was like, I think we're having too much fun. I think everything's
like, oh
too
no,
great.
what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but even the first cut, like, I was like, because I edited, and I was like, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go home and spend some time with the family. Fuck no. I went right home, and I had a rough cut in like 3 weeks. And I did feel that way though. I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, I was like, this is something that only me and Jim are going to think is funny. And my friend Scott, I was like, I made a movie so specifically for us three, you know? And so once people started watching, they were like, oh no, it's funny. And I was like, oh, thank fucking God, dude. Like, but yeah, it was a fucking roller coaster. I had 2 children in the time it took to make this movie. And, you know, there was no expectations though. I think that's the other problem with like, I talk to a lot of filmmakers that go and make a short film, and like it doesn't get into a festival or whatever, right? And they're just like harp on that for years, and it's like, dude, make another fucking short. Keep making shit. Have nobody owes you anything. Have no expectations. Like, you should be making shorts and films because you have to, not because you have this like grand idea of what the outcome is going to be. I told Rachel, I was like, even if this movie is sorry, Rachel's my wife. I was like, even if this movie is great, there is a world where nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? And it's just completely buried and nobody talks about it. And maybe in 10 years, somebody will discover it, you know, like that's totally possible. Right. Like there was no expectation of any of this stuff. So, I was just thrilled that it was like, holy shit, Fantastic Fest. That's my fucking, those are my people, you know?
Yeah.
That's sort of the crowd. Yeah. So everything on top of that was like, so fucking cool. I mean, I don't even know. Like I said, I can't connect the dots really. It's like, it's weird.
And honestly, all leads back to you though, because like you're the like center of it, and like you're like everybody speaks so highly of you. Like I met almost the entire cast at the premiere, and you know, I had my interview with Eric and Brandon. Like, you're just an awesome man, so it's like easy to work with you, you know? Like,
yeah, no, thanks, man. I mean, I mean, it should be that way though, right? Like,
yeah.
Like I said, I don't believe in this like bullshit hierarchy on set, right? I think it's just all ego talking. It's like everybody on a film set is important. Everybody.
Yeah. I love that outlook.
And you know, you want everyone to feel like they're doing something important, right? Not they're just serving the fucking director's vision. Like, no, they're part of it. And I always, you know, that's sort of my outlook on it. It's like, I think that, it should be hard, right? But it also should be fun. Like, it's a fucking, you should be putting most of the hard work in prep, right? Like, that's where the real fucking hard work is. And then showing up and being so fucking prepared that like you you can sort of be at ease and like inherently just have an answer to every single question and, you know, have fun.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Is there, like, going through all of this, I know you've been contacted by like different directors and actors and things like that. Is there
Yeah.
any advice that anybody's given you that like has stuck to you that like kind of like just gave you inspiration, things like that?
Not really advice. No, I mean, I think like it's funny. Anytime I've sort of gotten the opportunity to talk to somebody that I really admire, like we're usually just talking about movies. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I've learned, dude. It's so funny just coming from like a punk rock background. I think I came into this industry like with a guard up sort of and being like, fuck Hollywood and blah, blah, blah. And like, and I've realized that like every production company and every actor and everybody that I've ever met, like we get in these meetings and we just talk about movies. And I'm like, oh yeah, like we're all just massive movie nerds. And why the fuck would you want to get into this industry if you don't absolutely love movies? It makes no fucking sense. It's the hardest fucking thing to get into. You better absolutely like genuinely love movies if you're going to get into this. And I've realized I'm like, that's 95% of the conversations all the time. I mean, it was like that with the actors. Like I remember the first time I jumped on with Alex Esso, I think we talked about movies for like 3 hours, and then she texted me and she was like, oh my God, we didn't even talk about the character. And I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, like this is, we were talking about like, now I understand your sort of references, right? And like what you gravitate towards. And that's important, right? Like I know what Richard Brake's favorite movies are. So like I can sort of reference that and we have that in common. And it's really sort of this like, it's a mutual language we all speak is like, you know, anytime I always preach, I'm like, this sounds ridiculous, but like if you are trying to be a filmmaker, you should be watching at least 2 movies a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you should be fucking studying film, like, and just know your shit. Cause like it's so important, I think, to get in a room with an actor and be able to speak that language, you know?
Right.
And it's also like, you know, I think you learn so much more from just watching movies than you do from just like, you know, somebody cramming down one particular scene down your throat or something. It's like, you know, sit and experience a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, Alex is a sweetheart, by the way.
Oh, she's the best, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I talked to her for a bit and like we just shot the shit about movies, and I could see that she reached out to you and talked to you afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
That's so awesome.
Wait, was this at the premiere?
Yeah, at the premiere.
Yeah, she's great, man. Yeah,
she's awesome.
Yeah,
I think people can also genuinely tell, especially in your field, like if you're full of shit or if you really know your shit. And like if you really know your shit, then you're respected a lot more because they share that same love.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. No, you can't fake it.
Yeah, there's lots of filmmakers out there that I'm sure just get into it because they think they can make a movie and make money and just wing it. But like you can tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I think like it exists a lot, but like I do feel like we're losing a little bit of the craft in filmmaking. I just watch a lot of movies that just feel so
empty.
Empty.
And just conventional and like it's you know, it's just like God, you just did the simplest version of the scene, which sometimes works, but like it just, you never feel like the that touch of a filmmaker behind the scenes, which actually I just watched The First Omen, and that movie was fucking incredible, and she really crafted that movie so well in my opinion.
Francis, you're speaking. Yeah, you got some non-fans here. I know we talked about this.
I like it.
Yeah, I just thought the craft of that movie was so well done. Like the way these transitional edits that she created, and like, it was really, really well put together. I'm excited to see what she does next.
From a
Sorry to bring up
Yeah.
a sore subject, guys.
No, it's okay.
It's just I loved it.
No, from a technical standpoint, it is a brilliantly shot film. But
Mhm.
him having a sister and them rewriting the first original to not exist anymore I just can't get over it.
Yeah. I get that.
That's
And
fair.
it's a
But it is
beautiful-
beautiful.
it's a
There's
beau-
passion
oh.
behind
Yeah.
it. There are some movies that have come out, recently where I'm like, there is no passion behind this. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well,
that's the
backtracking
thing,
on
it's just-
some people were like, no, first one is awful, but all of a sudden it's like, no, I liked it. It was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was great, but we've disagreed with some of the people.
Yeah, disagreements. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's, you kind of said it. It's like, it's not even about like, it's just about, when you're in good hands with a filmmaker, and you're in good hands because you could just tell that there was like care put into it, and yeah, I feel that so much more with older movies. And so I just watch a lot of older movies. But I'm trying to be better at watching newer films. Seth has always asked me, "Did you see this? Did you see that?" I'm like, "No, dude." Fuck.
I see. I'm so bad. I'm like the opposite. There are so many older movies in my watch list, and then I'm like, "Have you guys seen this movie that came out 3 hours ago?" They're like, "No."
Yeah.
I'm totally the opposite.
Gigi, tell Francis what you're doing right now. Like,
Oh. Yeah, so I'm watching every horror movie of 2024. So I'm about like 150 movies deep.
There's
And
150 movies. Holy
and that's why
shit.
it's my absolute favorite comment that I get on like TikTok is like worst movie of the year. I'm like, brother,
You have no idea.
You have not seen these
Why are you
movies.
doing this to yourself?
Margaritaville.
I know, Murderita. I know the only movie I love to bring up. That's
Why are you doing this to yourself? That's crazy.
I know. Chris Nash said the same thing when we were talking about In a Violent Nature. He was like,
Yeah.
"That's sad." I was like, "I'll go sit in the
Jesus.
corner." But
Yeah.
I feel like because there are times where you genuinely find some hidden gems that
Totally, yeah.
nobody otherwise would have known about, and this filmmaker puts so much love and effort into it, and it's so fun when you're like, oh my god, like I found a movie that nobody would have known, and I get to push it out there for other people to hopefully watch and know about. But then there are some where I'm like, this I wish that
You're
didn't
doing
know
God's
about this
work. It's
one.
great. Yeah.
Doing the Lord's work. That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I am like, I don't know, dude. That's why I'm like, I'm not like, I'm going to give this movie a chance. I'm like, I know this movie is going to be fucking great and I'm going to watch it,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's all older stuff. But usually like what I do is like, if I don't do this, it takes me fucking forever to like pick out movies. So like, I'll usually like kind of like go on a theme or like start from a filmmaker's first movie and go through their entire filmography, but like or I'm like, I'm gonna watch every disaster movie,
Yeah.
It's such an easy way to sort of like pick out what I'm gonna watch. Otherwise you're like, and it's all physical media. Like if I was scrolling through Netflix or something, I would never pick anything out. I would just scroll and scroll.
I'm so bad. I'll just be like, let me pick this. Won't read the synopsis. Won't look at a rating.
That's dope.
And,
Yeah, it's
and
great.
then I'll just go into it. But my boyfriend's like you. He's like, I need to research for the next 3 hours. What film? I'm like, I could have watched 2 in the time that you.
Yeah, no, it's
like,
true. I do the same thing, and it's so
Yeah.
fucking true. Yeah.
It's awful. I did that the other day on Netflix. I was like trying to find what I want to watch. I went to like Netflix, Hulu, and then I just said fuck it and put on like YouTube TV and watched.
Yeah.
Dude, I do. Yeah, I take too long. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
watching South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a poster picker. I'm like, oh, there's a battered lady in a hacksaw. I'm watching this tonight.
Oh my god.
It's kind of
That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the scour for my favorites are like independent, no distribution, something that somebody just dumped their whole entire heart into.
Yeah.
Same with
Sold their house for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's the same too, because we watch a lot of like found footage and low budget stuff, but like that's where like even if it's not the best shot film, like you could just feel the heart and the soul that like goes
100%.
into
Yeah.
their vision being put to film, and like I love that stuff.
Yeah.
They're
Do you
the
have a favorite
disturbing horror
found footage? What's up, Seth?
I said they're the disturbing horror fans. That I was
Yeah.
telling you about.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
can't.
Do you have a
Favorite found footage all time?
All time.
It's like a three-way tie, which is such a cheat.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one out of everything, it's probably Gonjiam Haunted Asylum
Oh, okay, that's a great pick.
because
I
I
haven't seen it.
love it.
Oh,
I'm gonna go-
Nori the Curse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Wreck.
I need to.
Wreck
Would you
is-
say Wreck?
Wreck is
Yeah,
the best,
Wreck.
I think.
Wreck
Yeah,
goes fucking
that's great.
hard.
Yeah. I need to be better at found footage films. Clearly,
It's good because I'm
Gonjiam
quite.
Haunted Asylum is legitimately fucking scary. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the end-
terrifying.
it's terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. We
When
were
I
just
watch a
talking
low
about.
budget. Oh, sorry, Francis.
No,
When I
you
watch
go,
a low
Brent.
budget found footage film, I'm like, I could probably grab a camera and do exactly this because it's just a guy walking in the woods,
Yeah.
nothing for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I could do that, but like, no, I'm not going to try because there must be something. And then you come on, you're like, yeah, just grab a camera and do it. And I'm like, I'm now.
you're like I was
super-
right.
I'm Delulu now. I'm like, I'm going to go and buy a camera.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
found footage, get on
I-
Tubi.
You say that, but like you watch the Blair Witch Project, and like it's a well-crafted movie. It's
Yeah.
not just like everything is very purposeful. It's not just like let's just fucking throw the camera wherever. No, it's like I watched that movie and I'm like, I have a Blair Witch
That's
poster
even-
right there. It's a fucking masterpiece. Yeah. We were just talking about Cannibal Holocaust the other day, which you have not seen, Seth.
I know. I'm gonna watch it this weekend. You gave me
I
that
haven't
and Wake and Fright.
Oh, I love Wake and Fright. You guys seen
And
Wake and
Inside.
Fright?
No,
I've seen it. It's been a long time since I've seen
It's
it.
great.
I've never
Yeah,
even
yeah.
heard of it.
It's yeah, it's Donald Pleasance. It's fucking gnarly. It's just a really gross, sweaty, fucking like exploitation film. Not directed by an Australian.
Gross and sweaty. That's,
yeah.
I'll see if I like it, but
Yeah.
two words. I don't know if I like movies being described.
It's pretty brutal. But yeah, Ted Kotcheff directed it, and he also directed. I think he's Canadian, and he directed Wake and Fright, and then he did First Blood, which is like the most American movie after
Ever.
the most Australian movie, and then he did Weekend at Bernie's, which I'm just like,
Oh.
I want that man's career. That's
Yeah.
that's fucking dope. You
The
know?
range.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Wake and Fright is worth a watch. There's some fucked up, like real kangaroo kills in the movie, which is not cool, but
man.
the movie is gnarly.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
We were talking about physical media.
Yeah.
That's
We're-
Seth.
Oh.
You had a question.
Yeah. So we were talking. I know you have like a massive collection. So I wanted to know, like, what are your 5 like most underrated horror films that you'd recommend to people in your collection?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't put me on the spot like this.
I know that's
It's so hard, dude. I mean, and then I'm gonna get off and be like, "Oh, God damn it, I should have said this." I don't know, dude.
about how much, like how many movies do you have in your physical media collection?
Oh, I lost track a long time ago. Let me see if I can pull up a photo.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's pretty
Thousands?
big. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see part of it, but like,
Oh
Holy
my
fuck.
God. Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
massive.
but yeah, 5 shit, dude. I don't know. Like, is House of the Devil? I mean, everybody knows that movie though, right? That's not like underrated.
Pretty big now.
I feel like
Well,
that's
I'll count
like
it.
Just
I
give us
feel
a
like it's-
favorite.
Yeah.
Like, not they could just Rosemary's Baby. I don't know.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, Rosemary's Baby, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like,
What's your favorite of all time? What's the GOAT to you?
Do you have one? That's a hard question.
yeah, probably those two. Texas Chainsaw and
Mhm.
Rosemary's Baby. I think Rosemary's Baby, like the craft of that movie, is just like is a film school within itself. I think it's just like masterfully done. And Texas Chainsaw is just a movie that is so visceral, and I don't think anybody has been successful at like recreating that terror and that sort of like. I mean, you really feel like you're watching a documentary. It's
Yeah.
fucking gnarly and weird and like. Yeah, I have a spindle from the staircase right there on my wall.
Oh my
It's an actual
God.
house. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. Upstairs, the the spindles are all pink, so I got one of the pink spindles. Yeah.
The way that they maintained a sense of dread through that entire film without over the top gore or effects,
Yeah.
like that is
No.
it's so people just don't understand how brilliantly done that is, and it may not have happened since.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think like when you talk to people like, oh, what are the most like fucked up movies? It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you're like, they don't even show anything. Right?
Yeah,
Like, you think she goes into that hook, she does. Like you don't see it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's got to be up there.
I hate when people call it a slasher because I don't think it's a slasher film.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much more than that, right?
It is. Well,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, people also don't think Leatherface is a victim, and I think that he's a victim to
totally
generational trauma, and
Yeah.
it's a deep fucking movie for
It is,
a guy
for
with
sure.
a chainsaw. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the top 5 horror movies. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, Evil Dead's got to be up there. The Thing. I'm like just looking around my office.
That one.
Oni Baba. That's a really great. Have you guys seen that one?
Oh, it's a
No.
banger.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. It's a Japanese horror film. Really simple premise, but it's creepy and yeah. How about you guys?
There you go.
Way to deflect.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What's are we doing like lesser known, or are we
We'll
doing
just do
like
top
of our,
5.
our all time?
All time.
All time.
All time, top 3, top 5. Gigi, go ahead.
Oh God. I don't know. I always
The
say
Shallows.
I know. I always say Jurassic Park, but I'm gonna classify that as a horror. That was scary as a child.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I agree.
I love that. I also love the orphanage. I love Trick or Treat. Probably The Thing. And
Wait,
The
which year
Exorcist.
Trick or Treat?
The 2000, is it 9?
Okay.
With the R, not the O.
Isn't there like
Yeah.
there's like 3
Trick or
Treats?
Treat. Yeah,
yeah.
Sam. I got my little
Trick or
Treat.
Sam here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Probably that. Yeah.
Cool. Hell yeah.
I love that. I
I
guess
think
I'll
that
go
was 5.
next. Yeah,
Yes,
we're doing
sir.
5. So we got Halloween, 1978. The Descent. I love The Descent.
Oh,
That's a good call, dude. I love The
Yeah.
Descent.
It's
Damn.
such a good
Great.
movie. The Shining.
Okay.
I really love the 2013 Evil Dead. I think that movie's just fucking
Dude, I just
balls to the
rewatched it
wall.
like 2 nights ago, and it is so fucking good.
right.
It is
It's
so
fucking
fucking good.
awesome.
It's so fucking good. I mean, it is just relentless, brutal, fucking fun,
Yes.
dude.
It
yeah.
doesn't stop, but it never
Yeah.
feels like it's too much. Like, and that whole blood rain at the end, like it's just fucking
Oh, it's
awesome.
epic.
Insane.
Yeah.
And The Thing. I think
Nice.
that's
Cool. Yeah.
I know. We know how to count.
fine.
What about you, Chuck?
Go ahead, Brian. I see you want. He was opening his
Yeah.
mouth. I don't want to.
Go,
I don't wanna
Brian.
cut him off. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
So similar, I would also throw in The Thing and Descent in there. Jaws has got to be
Okay.
my number 1. I'm
Oh, yeah.
obsessed with Jaws, even wearing the merch just now.
Nice.
And you
Right.
live under the water.
And I do live in the sea.
Yeah.
Wreck's up there because it was
I love
like-
Rick.
the
Hell
found
yeah.
footage film for me.
Yeah.
And 5, probably Texas Chainsaw as well.
Cool.
Which,
Nice.
before we jump on a Chuck, I take it there was some inspiration for your short from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, you watch High Desert Hell?
I did watch it this morning.
Oh, cool. Oh, thanks, man. 100%. That was just a massive love letter to Texas Chainsaw and like, trying not to or be like pulled away from like the actual kills, like everything is just the aftermath in that. So,
Yes, yeah, good.
but-
I enjoyed it.
cool. Thanks, man. Yeah,
That's cool.
it's not great.
Chuck, what about you? It's not great.
I mean, I have a conventional list like everybody else does. Like I always say my 3-way tie because every day I wake up it's different, which would be The Thing, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Fly. 'Cause I
Oh,
think
dude, The Fly.
Fly's
I think I have to.
I still
put up
haven't
there.
seen The Fly.
The
Oh.
Fly is a brilliant.
You're watching
flawless
every movie
masterpiece.
of 2024 and you haven't seen The Fly.
I know, and I
Damn.
have it. Like I
Good for
own
you.
it, and I still I haven't. I still haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
And if
either
I had
one?
to, what's that?
You haven't seen like the original or Cronenberg's?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's because it's really hard for me to get into like weird horror. Like
Yeah.
that's like I don't even know if that's like a subgenre, but in my brain it is like weird horror is hard for me to like, I'm going to sit down and digest this right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
you do
the
get
Fly is amazing though. It's such a like simple premise that just fucking goes there.
and you get lots of shirtless Jeff Goldblum.
A lot.
Oh.
Yes.
A lot.
You never have too much.
I gotta
Yep.
go, guys.
Yeah. All right, wait, Chuck. So Texas Chainsaw.
Oh
Texas
yeah.
Chain- I would do,
Thing,
so
Fly.
if that's going to take up 3 out of 5, my other 2 would be Phantasm without a doubt.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I love that film. And
It's
I love
great.
the fact that 42 years later, people are still trying to figure out what the fuck it means.
Yeah.
Which makes it brilliant.
Yeah.
And then if I think I had to round out probably Reanimator, because I love it with my whole entire heart.
Yeah.
But there's some
great.
new ones. Like there's this found footage movie called Real that really like could be in my top 5 because it like blew me the fuck away. So like I every chance
You
I
love
talk,
that movie.
What's it called? It's REEL. Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's completely independent, and he did something that nobody has done in found footage yet, and he shot it from 2 different perspectives, like 2 movies in the same movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Which was really cool. And
It's
the
like
last
Rec
20
1
minutes,
and 2, but like together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the last 20 minutes is some of the brutality I've ever seen. Like it's so satisfying.
That's dope. Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah,
Always looking for new horror movies.
It rips.
Yeah. Gigi,
Well,
if you have any like new ones that come up this year, please let me know. Tell me to watch
yes.
them. Yeah.
I definitely will. I have quite a few. Well, there's off the top of my head, we all, well, except Brian because he has bad taste, but I'm just kidding.
Violet.
It was Violet. We all
It was
loved
really good.
this movie, Violet
Okay.
with 2 T's.
Yeah.
And imagery was great. It's creepy. It's like, it has to do with a lot of like trauma and grief, and
Yeah.
we all loved it.
I mean,
Francis,
those are always the
you're a filmmaker. Violet is literally going to knock your socks off.
Yeah.
They made it with like $0 fucking dollars.
Oh,
And
wow.
they shot it in 19 days at night. And it is fucking brilliant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
All right,
beautiful.
I'll check it out. Hell yeah. Nice.
But Francis, you were talking about your prop.
Yeah.
If you had a dream horror prop or like a prop from a horror movie, what would it be?
Oh, dude, the fucking Ash's chainsaw. I'm gonna get it too. I'm gonna steal it from fucking Sam.
Do it.
That was in my contract. I said I don't want any money. I just want the chainsaw.
That's so fair.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That would probably be it. Let me think before I confirm. Yes, that would be it. Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what prop. Maybe Sam's lollipop, but like it would or
I have a great replica of Sam's lollipop. Not the trick or treat one, but like is somebody in like Florida made these really, really legit ones, and yeah. But yeah, that would be cool.
I have a dream. It's not really a prop, but after Scream, when they got when the crew got their shirts made that said like I survived, because like the scene at the end took them like I think it was like 20 or 19 days or something to shoot the scene at the end in the house.
Yeah.
And it was like super long, really just hard, and the whole crew got shirts. It's like I survived scene blah blah blah. And
oh, cool. I love that shit.
I want that. I'm like, it's not even in the movie.
Yeah. Just
that very rare niche shirt that only the crew got.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with like crew shirts.
Yeah.
There's anytime I see like I'm watching like BTS stuff and I see the crew shirt, I'm like, oh, I fucking want that. Or like those old school cool. 80s like fucking jackets that are all embroidered. I'm like,
yes.
I would just wear like, crew shirts all the time. There's this really cool 007 Moonraker crew shirt that I want. It's like, anyway, nerd shit. But yeah, I love it.
Speaking of nerd shit, I want the from like Power Rangers, the flute, like the dragon.
Oh.
That's what I want,
dude.
The what?
The flute, dude. Fucking,
yeah, the dragon flute and calling a fucking dragon.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
cool.
I want.
Yeah. Well, they had a legit one when we were kids, like the Mattel, but yeah, that and the sword and I fucking love Power Rangers.
Same. That was my shit growing up.
Hell yeah. Chuck's
like,
how old are you?
What do you want, Brian?
If I could get anything, I would want the Jason mask with the crack in it where he's been hit in the face.
Oh, yeah.
From 3 or 4, I can't remember which one exactly, but
you wouldn't want the shark for Jaws from Jaws?
The actual shark. Well, forget the
Bruce?
full shark.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Yeah, you would want
Big-
Bruce.
Full
Yeah.
shark in my living room. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But-
Oh, there's Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fucking insane, dude.
What about you, Chuck?
I want that little block of wood from Misery signed by Kathy Bates.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool, dude.
I
That's
just want to.
incredible.
I just want to use it as a doorstop. Like just have it.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Why do you
That
have
is
this
so
piece of
funny.
wood? Well, let me tell you
Yeah,
what that
right.
piece
Sit
of
down.
wood is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. I do have the it's not here, let me fuck with my camera real quick.
You got to show him
this
this
is-
the sweet collection.
All right, well, that is the typewriter from The Shining.
Oh my
fuck.
god.
Like
so
the-
it's not but it is really fucking hard to they're really, really rare. I know Mike had a really hard time finding one for Dr. Sleep, and I had like eBay searches and Craigslist and like an OfferUp, all that stuff for like 15 years trying to find one. I think the
Wow.
last one sold like, over 10 years ago for a lot of money. And this one popped up on Craigslist, and the guy didn't know what he had, but quickly found out because I guess he just got a bunch of DMs. And I was like, yo, I will be at your house in 30 minutes. I'll give you this much money. And he was like, oh, I'm getting bigger offers. And I was like, or do you have to ship it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you do not want to ship this thing. It's a fucking
Yeah.
beast. And like, so I went there, I picked it up and took it to a guy in LA called the Typewriter Repair Guy. And he like got it all working, and it's my prized possession. I love it.
That's awesome.
Again, not
Oh,
the
that's
screen used, but it's like, it's cool.
Still, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
love that. Well,
Um,
you're doing the Evil Dead next, which is unreal to
Yeah.
me. So,
Yeah.
which Evil Dead is your favorite Evil Dead?
The first one, The Evil Dead.
Okay,
Like,
the original.
Yeah. 81,
Amazing.
Yeah. It's just like, I feel like the movie's just really scary, and it still holds
Fuck
up.
yes.
And there's just like, there's something, it's sort of like Texas Chainsaw, right? Like where I talked about earlier, where like you watch that movie and you could just feel the energy in that film of just like
Mhm.
Sam and Bruce going out to the woods and just making this thing with like whatever they had and being so innovative and just having a fucking blast. And like, that's inspiring, when it's just like that energy is just like, resonating off the screen. So yeah, The Evil Dead, but they're all like, I grew up watching probably Army of Darkness the most. Fede's just fucking rips. I love Rise. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
really, it's a franchise that they haven't missed.
Yeah.
I adore the show. It's so much fun. If you guys haven't seen Ash vs. Evil Dead, it's really fucking
fantastic.
cool. Yeah,
I
it's so
haven't.
much fucking fun. I don't watch TV shows, but bet your ass I watched fucking Ash vs. Evil Dead. But I'd have to go back to the OG.
Is that what made you want to tackle like the new one? Is like your love, fondness, the scariness of it?
Yeah, it's just like it's such a insane sandbox to play in, right?
Yeah.
Like with like the lore of Evil Dead is just so much fun, and there's so much you can do with it, and like to just be part of this sort of like that legacy is like, how can you say no?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they reached out to you, did they know how much you loved the Evil Dead, or they just were into you and then it just organically popped that way? Correct.
Yeah, I basically was like kind of playing it cool for a minute.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've heard of
yeah,
Evil
yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly. No, if you look at my background, it's like I have like so much Evil Dead shit, and I have
Right.
Necronomicons all over my desk, and I have a 1/6 scale Ash there, and I have the Kandarian dagger right there, and like it's just
That's incredible.
Massive.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, like I said, I was like, it was funny though, because we talked more about like, I don't know, like we talked about Rolling Thunder and like, what else did we talk about? I was asking all these questions about like Sam helping the Coens with the fake trailer for Blood Simple. Yeah, he's just like what we talked about earlier, just sort of, he just loves movies, right? And that's our common language that we all speak is movies.
Right.
But yeah, so just gearing up for that, sort of in the middle of writing right now, and then I have a Western that I'm doing after that.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, this is sort of like the thing that I wrote right after Last Stop that, you know, it's sort of nobody wants to make a Western, but sounds like
I
it's
love
happening.
Westerns.
Yeah, this one's like a, fucking true period snow Western.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so
I
Yeah.
love it.
yeah.
I'm trying to get into Western, so maybe I'll dip my toes in with that one.
Ooh. No,
Westerns
there's
are
so
great.
so many classics. You should watch Red River, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. High Noon is maybe my favorite.
I love the drink. I knew.
Oh God,
That's amazing.
no, watch High Noon. It's amazing. Yeah,
It's funny because I feel like everybody's like dad got them into like Westerns, and my
Yeah.
dad was like, I don't know, here we'll put on every fucking Jurassic Park and movie,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, like that's what I was like more into like creature feature type stuff. So
yeah.
That's
It was
funny.
my grandpa for me. My grandpa like
Oh, for
literally
sure.
would just sit on the couch and watch like all the old school westerns and golf. Is
Yeah.
between the two of those things.
Yeah, my
Oh.
grandpa would watch all the fucking John Wayne, Clint Eastwood
Yep.
stuff, and yeah.
With his whiskey.
Oh yeah, smoking a pipe.
A real
Yeah.
grandpa.
Yeah.
My dad probably watched Shane 10,000 times.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It was like his favorite thing ever in the whole
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's great.
So
man.
you're probably not allowed to say very much, I would imagine, for this upcoming Evil Dead project.
Yeah.
But things that kind of floated around in my head. So this is going to have absolutely nothing to do with the Vandercheck film. They're like just two completely different timelines.
Again, I can't really say anything
I understand.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
that bold of a question. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
No,
so
I'm
fair.
just trying to play. I'm just trying to be like, don't want to piss anybody off. I'm,
Yeah.
I
like, just
understand.
keep. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. The only thing I can really say is like, just how much of a dream project it is, and like, I'm really, really fucking excited. And I promise you, as soon as we can, talk about it, we'll jump back on and talk all things Evil Dead.
Oh,
So.
yeah. What's everyone's favorite Evil Dead? Chuck,
Oh yeah,
what's yours?
I would love to know that actually.
I love if I had to rank, I would do one original because I do think it holds up and I think it's a legitimately terrifying movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I put 2013 at number 2, and then I put number 2.
Yeah.
Because I think 2013, like in Fede Alvarez, I can't fucking wait to get my hands on that fucking
yeah.
alien movie. Because that
Yeah.
dude can do no
I think
wrong.
I agree with you, Chuck. I think I would say the same for me.
To be able to
Really?
make
Okay.
that
Yeah.
film, to be able to make that film and not rip it off, but make it such a homage to something you love so much is something that people miserably fail at all the time.
Yeah.
And he fucking nailed it. Was lightning in a bottle. He nailed
Yeah.
he nailed it, and it's like he took all the things like it's like why aren't they leaving? Well, because she's trying to sober up. Like there's so many things
Right.
that just worked. And yeah, I fucking love Evil Dead 2. Trust me, it's like such a blast.
Me too.
I just
I
saw
mean,
it at
it inches it
Vidiots
just
with
a little bit. Just a little bit.
yeah. It's just it's a fucking comedy, like
Yeah.
full blown. But it's amazing. Anyway,
And
Brian.
I think Rise is the worst.
oh yeah,
It didn't do anything for me.
I really really enjoyed Rise.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people did. Like, I mean, it's not like a bad shot movie. Like, it's not, but just if you're comparing it to Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, 2013, original Evil Dead, like it just,
Yeah,
it misses the mark for me personally.
yeah. Did you like the characters?
I did, but I thought it was a little melodramatic and drawn out for the first hour as well, too. Like, I didn't really like, and I like drama and I like stuff like that. Like, that's for me, it just didn't click with me. It didn't resonate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
like the
It's
It's
not
funny.
Scarlet
It's my
list?
wife's favorite one.
Oh,
That's
really?
Yeah, my wife is like, yeah. We just watched Fat Days again the other night, and like she was like, yeah, still Rise is my favorite. So
that's
know.
awesome.
That's cool.
it's
I-
cool that
I
like
can-
it tapped into somebody like her, like they did something right, because it's like maybe it's not your thing, but it's like
Yeah.
other people's favorite Evil Dead. So
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it had some freaky scenes. That cheese grater scene will fucking
Uh,
live in my memory. That I couldn't even watch. I was like, no, I knew it was coming. No.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you?
I actually think 2013 is my favorite.
Okay.
Like
Nice.
Fetty,
Nice.
like I'm a huge fanboy for Fetty. He like everything he's done I've seen has been tremendous. He's one of my
Yeah.
probably my top 3 favorite horror directors working just now.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and then
Cool.
honestly between 2 and 1 it'd be a coin toss.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be angry with putting either of them at second.
Gotcha.
Nice. What about you, Seth?
I'm literally the same. I think Fetty's Evil Dead it does everything for me. I fucking love how brutal that movie is, and it just doesn't let up.
Yeah.
It
So I would
fucks
have
so
that.
hard.
Yeah, I would have that, and then Evil Dead 1, Sam Raimi's, and then obviously Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a weird line. I feel like my lineup is not like anybody. For me, it's Evil Dead 2 is
Okay.
that's all time, and then I think 2013, and then Army of Darkness, and then 1, and then Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
I don't know why the first, like the original, is like so far down on my list. I remember really being obsessed with it when I first watched it like years ago,
Yeah.
and then I watched it again recently, and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be knocked down a little. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because like I saw all the other ones, and then like my opinion changed on it.
That happens all the time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'll rewatch movies and be like, "Oh, this isn't as good as I remember it."
Yeah.
Like I remember,
Yeah.
like I just rewatched Don Siegel's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and then Phil Kaufman's Invasion. And like I did this a couple years ago, and I was like, "Oh man, Don Siegel's 100%." And then I rewatched him a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like that remake is fucking a masterpiece, and it was just like a whole different experience, you know. And like I say that all the time, like anytime somebody's like, whatever, it was boring, or I'm like, revisit that movie in a few years, you know what I mean? Like if movies have like a completely different meaning at certain points of your life, you know.
100%.
Like if I would have watched like Italian neorealism when I was 20 years old, I'd have been like, this shit's fucking boring, you know. And now I'm like, oh my god, it's speaking to me, you know. So like
I get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I love that. Well, you're Seth told us you're a huge Hitchcock fan, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, did he just make that up?
Seth,
He
making
could
it
have.
up again.
Yeah.
I know.
Right. Wouldn't be a first
And-
time.
Yeah.
And Last Stop was like a huge, pressure cooker. It was like filled with suspense, thrill. I absolutely loved it. I mean, Hitchcock is kind of known for like suspense and thrill. What's your favorite Hitchcock movie?
Oh, that's so hard. I don't know. I'm so terrible with this kind of stuff. I really love Rope. Rope is fucking great. It's funny too, because like Hitchcock is always like, that movie doesn't work, and I shouldn't have done it as a big oneer. Like, but it's so effective. But I also like, Vertigo is a movie that you can kind of just like, it's really an art piece, and like you can watch it over and over and over again, and it's just so and like and Rear Window is like it's so effective for how simple it is, like shot, reverse shot, and it's like does so much. Psycho, like I always go back to Psycho when I'm writing about just sort of like subverting the audience expectation. I mean, that is like the pinnacle of that, of like, this is our hero, and you kill her off halfway through the movie and it turns into something else, so, but like I think anytime somebody's like, I get that question like, oh, how did you build tension? I'm like, watch Hitchcock. He's the master, right?
Yeah.
Like he really is. It's all there in his movies. So,
Seth, what's yours?
So I love Rear Window, but for me personally, it's North by Northwest, because my dad played that for me like all the time when I was younger. It's his favorite.
Yeah.
So that one kind of sticks out to me the most.
It's so good, man. It's so good. It's like, it's such a fucking bonkers movie. Like when you think about the premise of that film, it's like what they're trying to like export fucking, I don't know. It's I love the idea of just Cary Grant being like, "What the fuck is going on?" You
Yeah.
know, and the audience is right there with him. Like, I have no idea. Like, but we're going on this journey.
And just the ending of it's nuts.
Yeah. It's great, man. Yeah.
Chuck, what's your favorite Hitchcock film?
I'm a Rope guy. I love it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I think it's an absolutely masterfully done film. I love and obviously Psycho, because it's the only one that doesn't really hold up for me after all this time, like because they just did all the 4K, so I like rewatched them all again.
Yeah.
Is The Birds. Like I like it, but I don't know. It's just something like hokey about it now. All these years later, it doesn't like hold up to me. But I just think
fuck that movie.
I love The Birds.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't dislike it. I don't think it holds up.
Here's the thing about The Birds that I always talk about when I'm talking about horror is what I love about The Birds is there's no, like, if that movie were made today, there would be an entire subplot of like these scientists trying to figure out why the birds are attacking and trying to figure out a cure, right? And it's like nobody gives a shit about that. Like, let things just be scary, and the audience is on board. And I love that movie for just like, it's just sort of like the birds are like, "Fuck you, humans, we're attacking," and
We're
that's
gonna
it.
chew your eyes out.
That's it. And it's fucking so much more terrifying not knowing the why. And like, I think we're also missing that in a lot of new horror, right? Where it's just like this thing is happening and we're not telling you why, and it's that much scarier because. But I think like a lot of, and I don't even want to even say it's filmmakers. I think it's like studios just being like, we need a why. It's like, dude, no, you don't. It's so much scarier. Yeah. But yeah.
I was going to say that too. I do love when movies successfully do that, when it's just like, I don't know, it's just fucking scary. Like it's just,
yeah.
Same thing with like, the first movie that popped into my head is, and this is even like a creature, but The Black Phone. I love that we didn't know, like they didn't give him a backstory. It was just like, I don't know, just this fucking creepy killer guy, you know?
Yeah.
There's no information or backstory on him. He just kills kids. So
totally. Yeah. It's way scarier. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Brian, what's your favorite Hitchcock?
I don't know if I have a favorite Hitchcock film. Like,
No.
I've seen them all, but there's nothing I was like, I need to watch this again.
You've seen them all?
Oh, well, okay.
Every single
I've seen the best known ones, but a bit of attention away from myself. How do you feel about the Psycho remake? Not remake, the sequels.
The Gus Van Sant. Oh,
no,
the sequels.
Oh, I thought the sequels were good.
Yeah.
Psycho 2 is good.
Yeah, totally.
They played the trailer for 3 during like right before Long Legs.
They did?
Yeah, they had like a weird.
Really?
Yeah, they played Psycho 3, and then they did a few others, and then like a Sylvester Stallone.
Because you saw it at
the
you saw it at the Vista where they have all like the archived trailers. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Cool.
It was random.
Yeah.
Psycho's probably got to be my favorite. That's
which one?
I said Psycho's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I also like Rear Window, but I don't think it's because of like anything other than just Grace Kelly, and she looks great and her costume designs are great. I'm like,
well,
that's
their
probably
chemistry
why.
in that movie is just like, it's so fucking good. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her in that movie. So that's more just about her than it is him.
Yeah. But God, there's so many great ones that like, you know, like aside from the 5 that people talk about, which are what The Birds, North by Northwest, Vertigo, Rear Window, Psycho. It's like, dude, Strangers on a Train. God, I mean, it's just the list goes on. But yeah, there's only like maybe 2 Hitchcock movies that I was like, Under Capricorn, not a fan of. And then there's a movie he did called Stage Fright, which I think is like fine, but everything he's done, I've been like, it's one of those things where it's like I watch a Hitchcock movie, I'm like, oh, that might be my favorite. That might be my favorite. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, The Wrong Man, yeah, it's fucking great. Even his silent stuff is really solid. The Lodger.
I haven't seen all like his whole filmography. I need to sit. I'm so bad at that. Like I'll watch like 1 or 2 from a director's, you know, whole work, and I'm like, I need to actually sit and go through all of them.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Rebecca?
Rebecca's fantastic. The family plot's good as well.
Family plot's really solid. Yeah, a lot of people knock that one because it's like his last movie, but it's really fun. Frenzy's great.
Frenzy's good. Yeah.
Necktie Strangler. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to watch all these. Adding to the list.
Yeah. Oh, just go through all of them, man. Really, it's so much fun to go through his filmography.
I don't think I've seen Rope either.
Rope's shit. Yeah. Do you know like the thing he does in Rope?
I have no idea.
It's all a oneer. I mean, so what he tried, but the film reels, I think it's 15 minutes. So he finds like transitional edits to make it all seamless.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, it's all just really long takes in a single room, and it is fucking fascinating.
Can I ask a question just because we're on that now? Because I was watching one of the music videos I think you directed. So cool. I assume that's on your YouTube channel. So I assume,
yeah.
Sorry, dog's barking in the background. So there's I can't remember which music video it is, but there's a scene that opens with a girl in bed. She wakes up in her room, it pans down her feet. She's in pans up. So when I first watched it, I thought, there must be a cut somewhere. And then on rewatch, is there a big sheet in the background?
Yeah. It was really fucking, it took every single person on the crew to make that shot happen. But yeah, basically I think we had two of my buddies holding up this big sheet, and then we sort of boom down to our feet, and then they run out, and then it was wild because the camera was on it was on a jib, a lambda, and a Dana Dolly. So it was really hard to operate. That was one of the most brutal shoots I've ever done. It was right the second week of the pandemic, and it was nuts, dude. We basically, that whole scene at the beach, we were very understaffed, and we had to bring down two doorway dollies down to the beach, and it was just so fucking hot. Somebody passed out, and we were in Malibu for half the day, and then we had to do a company move out to the valley, and then the next morning we drove to Big Bear, and we did a move from Big Bear to Hollywood Boulevard, and it was a 22-hour day or something like that. It was fucking
oh my god, that sounds
excruciating.
Awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Quality video though. I
can't
really remember much about the song, but the video is I recommend it.
yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, that's this band Mountain Joy. I've done 3 music videos for them, and they're really really cool. I'm I was never really wanting to get into music videos, mainly because my background's music, and I feel like every band that has approached me to do a music video is just what are you looking for? It's just make us look cool. And I'm like, oh god, it sounds awful, and but Mount Joy was very much do whatever the fuck you want. We don't want to be in the music video, which is so cool. And so I kind of really got to tell a narrative with those 3 videos, and
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
now that you do you are doing more film work, do you still do music video stuff? Is that something that you still want to do, or you're phasing out of that?
No, I mean I'm pretty busy with this stuff. So but if Mount Joy called me and said, hey, do you want to do this video? I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll carve out a couple weeks and do this thing, just because they're homies now, and they're just so fun to work with, And also, it's as a director and the writer, you don't really get to play on set that much, right? It's it's every couple years you get to be on set, and it's I have I gotta scratch that itch somehow. So definitely it'd be fun to do music videos on the side, or episodic, or something to just sort of get that out a little bit, because I'm always in my office writing.
From an artist, if you got a call from an artist to do a music video, who would be the ideal person where you're oh, I couldn't say no to them?
I'm still listening to the same shit I listened to in high school, so
Same.
I'm not
plan.
I'm the story so far, I'm okay, if they
yeah, so I grew up with listening to punk rock and shit, so it would be bands that don't even do music videos, You know, it'd be like Bad Religion, Rancid, NoFX, Lagwagon, Strung Out, bands like
Operation
that.
Ivy.
Yeah. Crazy story. Are you a fan of Op Ivy?
I fucking love them.
I was just hanging with Tim's like a homie now. It's really
it's crazy.
wild. Yeah, it's really wild. Yeah, I was at his house. We watched Leprechaun 3 the other night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's the sweetest guy. Yeah. So yeah, Tim's really he's such a sweet dude. But yeah, it'd be like a punk band for sure. Yeah. I actually I did get into that dude, Noah Khan.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
amazing,
that record.
yeah.
So get this is crazy. So he used to open for Mount Joy. So like on Instagram, I was like scrolling and I saw a video of him singing like the second verse to that massive song Stick Season. And this was like probably 6 months before that record came out. And it was just like this random video of him like singing. And I just couldn't stop listening. I was like, God, what a fucking great verse. And like, I DM'd him and I was like, hey man, I can't stop listening to this thing. You know, if this is like a full song, whenever it's recorded, I'd love to do a music video for you. And I've never done that ever. I've never like DM'd somebody and been like, can I, you know, but he was really cool. And he was like, hey man, like I love the video you did for Mount Joy Bathroom Light. Like, let's do it. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, whenever this song is out. And then that record dropped when we were shooting Last Stop, and he just like fucking exploded, just shot to the moon. And I like DM'd him and I was like, hey, dude, like the record's so good. Yeah, like I'd love to do a video for this. And then just like fucking radio silence. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, he blew up so quick.
And he probably is not running his fucking Instagram page. You know what I mean?
Not no more.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
That would have been cool. Yeah. But yeah, I love folk and shit. So like, I really dug that record.
He even caught the Zach Bryan wave and doubled up on his explosion.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, he's
Big
kind of
time.
like, yeah, he has like all these, you know, like did a song with like Post Malone and shit. Like,
Yeah,
He's great.
which is great. Yeah.
But
So
Mount Joy
since-
is also awesome. Like I'm so lucky to do their stuff because I think they're, I mean, I listen to their records all the time. So
I have to listen to them.
yeah, they're solid. Sorry, Chuck, what were you saying?
I just am curious. I understand that your dream scenario may have already happened to you because you're living your dream, you know, with this new Evil Dead film.
Yeah.
But is there anything out there that like if you could just have it, like if you could just have it to craft it, to remake it or reboot it or do anything? I know you're an original idea guy and you want to make your own original films. Like I get that, but like, is there anything that besides this that you would just love to put your hands on? Or anybody specific that would be your dream to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I am sort of like it's really tempting to say yes to IP, you know, and like it's really cool. It's like I've gotten, you know, offers and stuff where you're like, fuck, this is something I really love, but like at the end, that's not why I wanted to get into film. You know,
Right.
I want to make original stories, and that's why I'm very hell bent on like after Evil Dead, I'm doing this fucking Western. You know,
Right.
I want to tell original stories. We have a lot of IP, you know, that's out there right now, and I think it's important to continue to write original ideas. Now, with that said, Planet of the Apes, I love Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, yeah. I don't know.
You're like, that's it.
Yeah. I just think it would be such a fun fucking process, you know, how those movies are made. But yeah, in terms of IP, not really. I mean, I am a huge Star Wars fan, but like,
Don't go down that rabbit hole, Francis.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's that's the thing. It's like, but with that said, it's like Andor is so fucking good. And that I think that's what I'm interested in. It's like, Andor, what they did really great with that show is like it is a man on the run, like espionage story set in the world of Star Wars that turns into like a prison escape movie. I'm like, that's cool. Like I would sort of like if you were given sort of carte blanche to do something in the Star Wars universe, it's like do that, right? Not like, I'm not gonna, start talking shit, but like, yeah, it's just like that's what I would want to do. But with that said, I'm just more interested in doing original ideas. And like, and honestly, most of my original ideas are really small and contained. They're not like, I'm not writing like these massive fucking $100 million movies. They're all like, I have a lot of ideas that were sort of backup plans, right? Like, I never expected this after Last Stop. So the idea was like, I have this thing that I can make for $100,000 in someone's backyard,
Right.
And I still want to make that thing. It doesn't matter. That's like, oh, I could get more money. No, that's the thing I want to make. Like, sure, like we could use more money and it will be a smoother process, but like, I'm not like, I want to make these giant epics. I just kind of don't write like that. It's always sort of in the vein of Last Stop, of just kind of being like character driven and sort of like ratcheting tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Stick
that.
to your guns. Yeah. I love that too.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
with that, again, with that said though, like, I mean, I would love to do like a sci-fi, like Moon. I fucking love Moon.
Sam Rockwell
2001.
Moon?
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Love that movie. Just how contained it is. So yeah, that would be really cool to do something like that.
I'm ready.
Well,
thank you, Francis, for being on here today. I feel like we went through the gauntlet with you, so I really appreciate you taking the time and meeting with us, man.
Dude, of course, man. And I'd love to come back when we can talk more about the thing,
Yes,
So-
we will. We'll have you back.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
can't wait
Thank you
to
for
see
being
that.
here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank you for being here and for inspiring us with your story and keeping independent film and original ideas alive, because it is such a lost art in the world today. And
Yeah.
I'm blown away by you. I have nothing but the utmost respect for what you're doing.
Dude.
And I'm so happy to continue to watch your journey, because it is just inspiring.
Thank you, man. Well, like every filmmakers need you guys, right? To fucking, put us on that platform and like tell people go watch this fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
thank you
of,
guys.
everybody go watch his fucking movie. It's incredible.
The Blu-ray is available.
It is, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a
Available.
box of them right here. It's like,
There will be links in the description. Last Stop in Yuma
Yes.
County.
hell
Blu-ray.
I'll
yeah.
put it on the
Hell
YouTube
yes.
for sure.
Cool.
You can also buy t-shirts at thelocalboogeyman.com.
Oh, they're
Thank you,
t-shirts?
Chuck.
I want a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
I think so. Yeah. You can also buy the Bigfoot for President shirt right now.
Yep.
Oh my
I
god.
love
Which is fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You can get
Yeah.
some stickers.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I have the
love
mug
that.
in the other room.
That is so
Yeah.
funny because I was watching and I was like, oh, I want that Bigfoot shirt. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Somebody made an action figure.
Dude, the action figure's sick.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's on my
it's
wall
so
right there.
sick.
It's so cool. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking. I don't have none of my stuff in front of me, but I got a
I
big
know.
Like, no.
laptop box. Yeah, I got a big laptop box. I have stickers on everything.
Oh, cool, dude. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
That
he
is
sent me
awesome.
It was real nice. He sent me a big box of shirt. I got a
Oh,
last
James
stop.
did?
I got that white shirt, and
Oh, dope. Cool.
I'm fascinated by him too. He's such a fucking nice guy, man.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. No,
yeah.
he's a sweetheart.
Chuck,
dude.
show him your shirt before we exit here.
Hold on.
Oh
No,
no,
the one you're
you're
wearing.
wearing.
The one you're wearing, Chuck. Yeah.
Your Halloween. Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
fuck yeah. My dude. Seth came to my house and was just like, man, you got a lot of Halloween 3 shit around here. I'm like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
I
You should rock
love
the sweatshirt. Where's the sweatshirt?
Oh yeah, I know, dude. Well, it's so fucking hot, man.
I know.
Yeah, Seth sent me a Halloween 3 sweater, which is now my favorite sweater.
Oh, that's incredible.
And you hadn't seen it, right, before you came over?
No, and then you told me to watch it, and I watched it, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my
I
favorite
love
after
it.
the first.
Oh, for sure. It's the second
Yeah,
best
great
Halloween
one.
movie, hands down. Yeah.
It's
I
great.
think if that movie were just called Season of the Witch, like it would have done a lot better. But I'm so
Yeah.
glad it's getting its resurgence and like people are discovering it, and it's just so weird and cool.
It
and,
is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very weird.
Yeah. I love it though. Fucking love it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
love
don't
it
want to
so
keep you any
much.
longer.
Yeah.
Yes,
dude,
thank
all
you
good.
again,
Yeah,
everybody.
of course.
Check
Yeah.
out Last Stop. It's incredible. Check out. You only have Instagram, right, Francis?
I think I'm on
Like social media wise?
X or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh,
I'm on
yeah.
there.
Twitter
I
X.
I do think I have TikTok because I'm
You do.
I do, right?
Oh.
You're just completely non-responsive to 350 tags in videos. That's why I send them to your DM.
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I've never lied to you. I remember I created one because like I did this video and somebody was like, "Oh, you got to put this on TikTok." It's like, and I was like, "Okay," and then I did, and then never went back on. It's like this video of me putting a filter on my baby, and haven't logged back in since. So sorry, Jack.
So fair. TikTok is
No. It was just really cool to see like it catching on after release, and there were so many good reviews of it. That's why I just shot them over to the DM and stuff.
Oh, that's right. You were
Yeah.
DMing. Yeah. No, I appreciate that, man. That was really cool. Yeah, I love watching that stuff. So, but yeah, I think it would just fucking derail my entire process if I got onto TikTok, dude. It's hard enough. Like when you're on the Explore, it's such a rabbit hole, dude, and I cannot afford to do that. I just can't, dude. I have enough distractions as is. So yeah.
well, awesome.
No.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me, and yeah, let's do it again.
It was an honor.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you guys so much.